Hello again and welcome back to Average Gamer Plays Factorio. Now, I said at the end of the last episode that we would do remote iron ore mining first and then nuclear power. Well, I've worked out, or I've had a bit of a think, and we're going to start remote uranium mining first. And then we're going to do X processing. And then while that is working its way through, because that takes a long time to actually get going. So while that is going, then we'll do the remote iron ore mining. And then we'll look at setting up a nuclear power station. So with that in mind, the remote, the uranium deposit, there's 2.6 million over there. There's 1.9 million over there. We've got a power line running out here for a radar. So I think what I might do is mine the uranium here, bring it back on a train. I don't know if I'll line it up with all these other stations that I've got here, but I'll bring it back to sort of down here, and I'll do the uranium processing and everything just below at the south of where the base is now, because this is where I want to set up the nuclear power plants near the water, and there isn't any water around here. So the plan is, let's train the uranium ore in, process it locally. We'll set up some power plants either next to this little lake here or next to this bigger lake, or, you know, on top of that we might have to use some landfill to build nuclear power plants on top of the lakes. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head how big the power plants are, but that is the plan of action. So to do the uranium mining, it's a normal mining drill, but we need to pipe or get some sulfuric acid over there as well for it. Now, where are we making? We are making sulfuric acid down here, which is good. So the question is, do I run it in a pipe or do I run it in a train? Don't think. Let's just compare. So we've got the pipeline running down there, down there, down there for the oil. And then it's going to be a similar kind of length pipeline to do this. And that pipeline there works fine for that oil. Nothing wrong with that. So we'll run... Oh, get my fingers on the right keys again. So we'll get loads and loads and loads of... we've got 50. We will request 200 of those. Do we have any pumps? We will need a few pumps. Maybe not 50, maybe sort of 20. We don't have any of those in the mall. Maybe it might be an idea to start making pumps on the mall somewhere. What is the crafting recipe for a pump? It is on the production tab, I think. Where is it? No, it is there. Steel plate, engine unit and pipe. Now we're making engine units all the way up here for trains, aren't we? So we have engine units. there, pipes there, steel is down there, so can I just do I want to just redirect a little bit of steel at the top? It's that yellow belt there, right? That's going to be making pumps. So that has engine units and pipes. We just need to get a bit of steel plate up there. So let's do something sneaky like yeah, I can't really sort of fit it in over there. The only space I've got to do it is kind of over here somewhere. Right, let's move this across one. Okay. So that was going there, that was going there, and then we'll have that going there. That's making pumps. Where am I there? That is one too high, so let's just replace that with one of those. That's fine. That can output into a chest, and we'll have a couple of stacks of that. So now, as soon as I make a pump, the logistics bots are giving them to me, so we'll just wait for that to finish up. Okay, so let's get this sulfuric acid, and let's start off with a pump. Might as well start as we mean to go on. Now then, so this is going to have, that is still full of sulfuric acid. So here we get some mining drills. Yeah, let's do a line there and a line up there. That should be plenty to be getting on with. We'll have some belts going up there. We will connect that to there. We need to run some power down here. So we'll have some, we'll bring it down this side. That to that. Okay, a bit too far there, let's just line that up neatly. Right, so this needs sulfuric acid. As well. Missing required fluid, is it not? Oh, I need to put one of those in there. Right, okay, so all these are now mining uranium. That was easy. Now then, what I need to do is set up now we're going to have, let me just run all the way back up to my base. Because I'm going to blueprint or make a copy of this rail loop. Blueprint. Rail loop. For now. Okay. So we can put the rail loop down there. We'll have a line going across there and a line going across there. Train comes along this way because that's where I've set the line up. So I will have a station over there. In fact, I only need, this is just going to be one locomotive, turn round, one locomotive there, and one cargo wagon. Huh. Need more steel chests. Right, well, in the meantime, let's get the other belts in place for all this. No, wrong end. That needs to be over there. Right, we need to name this railway station, and I'm going to call it item equals uranium ore. Equals uranium ore. Pick up. Now I'm just going to run along and sort of place train tracks. And in fact, if I Yeah, I can place this wood in there for fuel for now. Get in the train. Press W to go forward, so I'm now travelling along. This is a good way of testing whether the train track is complete. And if I place that, my bots still come out from even me being in the train. And then I can drive along the track and place it, and drive along it and place it. Until such a time as I actually run out of train tracks, which probably won't be too much longer now. 44 left. And that's it, we're out of train tracks, so I've got to run. And that will probably do. So let's have another rail loop at the end. And this might just be a one-off line that's not connected to anything else. So we'll have that going round there, and then we'll have another station about there, and this is going to be iron ore drop-off. Now we can set the schedule to say open pickup until you're full, and then go to drop off until you are empty. Now we won't set that to go just yet. I need to get some steel chests. Now, am I making those on the mall yet? Logistics, steel chest 50. Might not be making those yet. No, logistics storage 0. So we will just have another little machine making steel chests. This problem is very easily solved. Right, I'm at 12 now, that'll do for the time being. For that one. Right, so that is now lined up there. So again we'll have 6 of those. Okay, that is going to need some power, so let's bring some power down from there. Now usually the way to do this is to run, you can run the power lines in between the railway lines, because that is a nice convenient way of sort of running the power. So if I were to sort of set that up and blueprint that, then whenever I place the railway lines down, it will place the power lines together with it. But I'd already had power running over to there. So now the other thing I'm needing to do, and this is going to be reasonably convenient because it's already over there, is get some fuel. Let's run right, so that will load. I mean, it's still full of wood, but that's fine. So let's take that to the pickup station. Where we should be able to load that full of uranium ore. Fact. Right, so that might take a little while. Right, so that's the train full, so all this other ore will just go into the chests and it will be ready there waiting for us for next time. Oop, get back in the train. Automatic. There we go. And then that will empty out into the chest. The chest will contain a lot more than the train does, so this will keep going forwards and backwards a few times until these chests here are full. But what we can do now that we've got the uranium coming over here is we can make a centrifuge. Now we need steel plate, iron gear wheel, advanced circuit and concrete. Now we're not making any concrete yet, so let's get that on the go. Now concrete needs raw iron ore and it needs water, I believe. There, let's just pick up some of those. It does need quite a bit of iron ore, so it looks like we might actually have to detour from our plan and just get the remote iron mine set up first. But we're getting some water in from here, so let's divert some water. This away. Let's just do some. Ooh. Roughly over there. Now then, let's get an assembly machine. Do an assembly machine 2. Let's set it to make concrete. Oh, iron ore and stone brick. Okay. We've got iron ore there. Stone brick is way up here, isn't it? Right, let's have a little thing. So we've got... Here we've got stone brick. Actually, yeah. Let's forget what we were doing with the water. Because up round this area we can get some let's use a red filter. Put that down there. We'll filter it on iron ore. We'll go okay, so that's just got iron ore coming out on the side there. So we've got some bricks. Get some bricks coming up there. Try and sort of squeeze this machine in somewhere along the way here. Let's give ourselves a little bit of space there. Oh. Set that to make concrete. We can rotate it. And we're getting some water from might need an awful lot of concrete. Now that needs to be covered by a roboport, so a roboport down over there, because it's just out of range of this one. The orange doesn't reach it. Yeah, we'll have that over there. So we've now got concrete, although it is being made over on the other side of the factory, but that's not the end of the world, because we've done the research for the other types of chests, so we can now set up a requester chest for the concrete, and then the logistics bots will bring it to us. Let's go over. We're going to need to set up like a new little mall here because we need to make lots and lots of different things for nuclear power. So we need to make centrifuges. We need to make steam turbines, heat exchangers, heat pipes, nuclear reactors, and they all. The nuclear reactor takes concrete as well. So copper plate, steel plate, advanced circuits. These are very, very expensive to make. Copper plate, steel plate, copper steel pipe, copper gear pipe. So it's all the usual sort of ingredients with the addition of concrete. And that takes steel plate, gear wheel, advanced circuits and concrete. So what we'll do is, and we can make that in, I think we can make that in a normal assembly machine. So we'll put that down there. We'll set the recipe to centrifuge. So it needs, right, so ignoring the concrete, we'll do that in a minute. Advanced circuit, gear wheels and steel plates. So we'll get some steel plate. Off there. Again, that's one too low. I'm not going to worry about that. We might not need the steel going that far up. Hang on. So this needs iron. Yeah, that'll do. So that needs to make the gears. Not too far down. And then that can feed the gears into that. That will do when it has power. Okay. Right, steel, advanced circuits and concrete. So we can get the steel from there. The advanced circuits we'll get from up there. Now we were running out of these, but they've all backed up because we're not actually doing any research at the moment, so we're not really using them for anything, which is fine because we can use them for this instead. Now the concrete, I will make a requester chest and I'll put that down over there, feed that in there, and I will use that to request 500 concrete. I think all these machines have just blown off to try and get, yeah, on the way 240. So as soon as basically that makes a concrete, there we go, here they are. So as long as there is concrete in the system somewhere, this machine, this bots will go and get it. So we've already made one centrifuge. That's fine. That's all we need for now. We'll just leave that making... I know we will need more in the future, so I'll leave that making a stack of centrifuges. So let's head down here. Now then, let's just do a quick and dirty, simple little uranium processing setup. Where did I put my centrifuge? Where is it? There it is. Set that to uranium processing. And that will output, yeah, that will input on that line and we'll output it on this line for now. And we can expand this and move all this around later as and when we need to. So this does... Here comes our train. We've got to be careful not to stand on the train tracks because they will kill you. So this does the uranium ore processing. Now it will churn out, and let's set these to be filter inserters, and we'll have another filter inserter at the bottom. And we'll just have some normal chests for now. So that is going to be uranium-238, and this one is going to be uranium-235, which is the rare one. So what this does is it processes the uranium ore and it will turn it into either uranium-238 or uranium-235, and it's got a 99.3% chance of making one and a 0.7% chance of making the other. Now, later on, when we get into the Kavarex processing, let's just put that into there, so that into there, store it all away. Now later on, the Kavarex processing, which I'll set up after I've done... I need to set it up soon-ish. No, what we need to do first, Kavarex processing needs 40 of these rare uranium... I never remember which one's which. The 235. So we basically have to wait for this to process a lot of uranium, and I might end up, if it takes too long, and it probably will, I'll have to set up a little line. I'll move this coal line out of the way, and I'll rejig it and I'll tidy it up a little bit, and I might have 3 or 4 centrifuges processing this uranium, and then once we've got 40 uranium 235, is that the right one? 235, yes. Once we've got 40 of those, we can set up a Kavarex processing plant, and what it does is it takes 40 235s and 5 238s, and it outputs 41 235s and 2 or 3 238s, I think. So it basically turns 3 of the dark uranium into 1 of the light uranium. So it's like a uranium processing, reprocessing kind of area. So, next time round, let's go on to the to-do list. So we've done the remote uranium processing, uranium mining. At the start of the next one, I will set up a Kavarex processing plant, and then we'll do the remote iron ore mining. And then we should have plenty of concrete and plenty of iron coming in for everything else. The remote iron ore won't take too long to set up. It's only a case of You know, so we ran a train down to here, so it's only a case of doing the same thing, running a train down to here, and then I'll set up like a T-junction or something on the trains. I'll try and work out the best way of laying out the trains so we don't hit too many ore patches. Although I can just maybe come down there and use some landfill if I need to. But yeah, I'll run a train line down to here. We'll set up some mining on here, and just like we did with the copper ore, that should then start feeding the plant quite nicely. Let's just double check on the copper ore whether any of it has actually turned my bots off. Come on, come back to daddy. Yeah, some of these have started running out already. Yeah, but there's still 10 million left there, so that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, we'll get this train stations finished off. Yeah, there's one thing I didn't show you at the start of the other episode because I forgot to record it, was that I have actually moved all these train stations down here now and tidied them all up and just got them all set up with like three stackers. So they're all nice and uniform. That should now sort of lead out onto this line and straight back round. And yeah, we should be able to set up a nice little train network off that. Now I've just realised that I've got these trains now running on the left hand side of the track. Now the signals need to go on the right hand side of the track, so it might mean that when I come to signal a junction we might be a little bit short of space, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and which will be in the next episode. So I'm going to make a T-junction for the railway line, so we'll do that next. We'll set up Kavarex, we'll do the remote iron exactly as we've got in this to-do list, and then I'll try and design a nuclear power station. And then once I've got 1 or 2 nuclear power stations up and running, we'll have sort of 500. I mean, the station I'm going to do, I think it's going to be a 4 or 6 reactor station, I think, and I think they do 480 megawatts the 6 reactors. So considering at the moment we're producing 77 megawatts off that, so it's going to be 5 or 6 times as much power as we've got off that at the moment. Maybe even more than that. So just one little plant, which will be, you know, maybe twice the size of this, and it'll produce 5 times the amount of power, which is all rather good. So with that said, I'll leave it there for now, and I'll see you next time.